The use of language is powerful in shaping and reflecting an individual or shared identity by establishing and emphasizing aspects of a person's experience of a culture or identity in the characters displayed throughout narratives. Henry Lawson is indicative of this in his short stories The Union Buries Its Dead, 1893, and Shooting the Moon, 1896, as his distinct language usage expresses the bleak and unforgiving aspects of Australian bush life, influencing Australian culture and identity for generations to come. Both texts subtly and explicitly explore the culture and identity of Bushmen surrounding their intimate relationships with death, belonging, and hardships faced within unforgiving settings conveyed through Lawson's exceptionally impactful language. Portraying death to an audience is usually done with care and respect, using language that reflects and influences the values of the culture in which a text is set and how the audience perceives its significance. Lawson presents this idea through recurring depictions of death and the indifferent attitudes expressed by his characters in The Union Buries Its Dead and Shooting the Moon by emphasizing the language used around this topic. The Union Buries Its Dead is a prime example, placing death at the forefront of its story while exuding superficiality and indifference in its characters. This superficiality is exhibited throughout the story, displaying that even the pubs that closed respectfully only closed their front doors to put on an act, allowing patrons to traverse through some side or back entrance for a few minutes. This ironic language is used to describe the actions of many, layering the ritual of the funeral with an irreverence that catches the viewer's attention. Even Shooting the Moon, which only briefly touches upon the theme of death, reduces the significance of it when brought up by the protagonist, Jack, by brushing his friend's death aside to ask for matches. The line, "Dead, give us the matches," undercuts Tom's death by using dry, unemotive language and a hyphen to detach any feelings the audience had towards him. This response reflects a broader attitude in the bush, where death is treated as a natural and inevitable part of life, an unsentimental view shaped by the character's constant exposure to hardship and death. To Bushmen in the late 1800s and early 1900s, death and the constant possibility of it were generally met with indifference, as it was a common feature of their dangerous lives. However, it wasn't until Lawson embedded these ideas into his stories, widely circulated across Australia, that a broader recognition of this perspective emerged, reflecting and expanding on this view of death's significance through thoughtful and influential language.